Jimmy and JoAnne, tonight we've got another special guest who's going to be joining us just 30 minutes from now on Patreon. Of course, people can see the show on patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty, patreon.com/crowdsource the truth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsource the truth. Jimmy and JoAnne, how are you tonight?
Great.
We're doing okay.
Lots and lots of good news.
Lots of good news coming out of Libya.
Well, it's good to see you guys, and I'm doing something new today. I hope that people will notice an improvement in the lip sync quality for remote guests. We're going to have a guest joining us from Syria. What do you want to tell us about tonight's guest?
Tonight's guest is a lady named Nahed, I think Al-Husaini. I think that's how you pronounce it. I may have that name wrong, but she is a journalist, a Syrian journalist. She has a degree in, I think, English literature, so she speaks English very well. She spent a lot of time in the UK, but she is Syrian, and she has been in Syria since the beginning of this Syria mess, and she's very outspoken. She's
been a reporter for dozens and dozens of newspapers and TV and stuff like that. Real bright gal, outspoken. And what we've noticed in the last few she's very, very angry about all the dirty tricks that are being done by foreign countries in Syria.
To Syria. She was introduced to us by the Libyan tribes, so we knew she had good bona fides at that time.
Listen, she's got the right to be angry because she has been suffering for 9 years worth of nonstop bombing. She lives, I think, in Damascus, and so anybody would suffer extreme distress from going through that all the time. But like I said, she's outspoken. She's the one that told us when Trump was claiming he was moving all the troops out of Syria, she said, no, they're moving them into Iraq, into training centers there for the bad guys. She said they've only moved 5,000 out, but those have gone into training centers. So, she's been a real good source. And like I said, her English is perfect. We try to bring folks on your audience and our audience that speak English, so it makes it easier for everybody.
Right now she's upset that all kinds of different things are happening there in Idlib. They have she's saying the minister, some member of Congress there, or whatever they're called, has said that there's 92 different countries bringing ISIS into Syria. The Syrian army has almost cleaned them out, but they're revamping now, and she's got all kinds of information. She also speaks with people in Russia all the time.
Wow.
Journalists and other people she knows, and she's not happy with Russia. She says they're not doing it.
Let her tell her story. Yeah. Let's tell you all a little bit about. We're going to talk about what's happening in Libya. Some great news there. The tribes and the army and everything are moving forward, and it looks like they are absolutely making very important headway right now.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see Tripoli cleaned out the next 24,
There's some good news coming
hours.
out. There's also, headlines are every day, ISIS confirms that one of their main leaders was killed by the Libyan National Army. There's all kinds of things that's happening. There's a plane, one of the planes out of Misrata, which is the Muslim Brotherhood area that some of the terrorists, the Libyan National Army, are fighting. That plane went down and landed on a road in Tunisia, a highway, and the report is that the pilot did not want to bomb the army, and so he defected to Tunisia.
I think he was just trying to get himself from being turned into a piece of Swiss cheese.
The tribes say no, he had mechanical failure. So
we've been hearing for weeks that there's something very important going to happen. It may be that Russia sent their electromagnetic pulse weapons into into Libya, and maybe they turn that plane off.
Huh.
That'd be some of the greatest news. That's a great technology, and it really prevents the attacks. It prevents war, if you would. It's a great defensive weapon. I hope that they deliver that into the Libyan army, because that'd be a huge, huge block. You can turn off a tank, a car, anything with it. Battleships.
So we've got Reuters. Reuters is reporting Eastern Libyan forces warplane makes an emergency landing in Tunisia. So this seems to be widely reported, although we're not really getting very much news about Libya the past several days. All the news has been about Jeffrey Epstein, and of course now Iran claiming they've captured 17 CIA agents. Trump has denied this. You know, it's amazing, guys. People who have been watching Unseen Libya with Jimmy and JoAnne Moriarty have come to know that there really is no better source for information with regard to what's going on the ground in Libya. People can also go to LibyanWarTheTruth.com. That's Jimmy and JoAnne's website, where they're making daily posts. And I also want to encourage people to visit patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty. Jimmy and JoAnne have been soft killed and blacklisted. Their assets in Libya, millions of dollars, were seized. So it's very difficult for them to earn a living. And for people who are watching Unseen Libya and tuning into their shows and enjoying their information, I really would encourage people to visit patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty and become sponsors of Jimmy and JoAnne. Sponsors of Jimmy and JoAnne's Patreon page are going to enjoy free shipping on their DVD. If you haven't seen Escape from Al-Qaeda yet, you should go to LibyanWarTheTruth.com and order this DVD. It's a $15 DVD that normally costs $5 to have it shipped to you within the United States. Sponsors of Jimmy and JoAnne on Patreon can just send them an email message and you're going to get free shipping on that DVD. So do we know anything about what's going on in Iran? I know you guys are in touch with the Libyan tribes. Do they have any insights as to CIA activity in Iran?
What one of the tribal leaders told us as soon as we called about this, he's an imam, he's also a tribal leader, and he said what they have learned is that if any country says that there are CIA operatives that they caught, believe it. It doesn't make any difference what country. He said even in the United States, if a news report says that they've caught a bunch of CIA operatives inside the United States doing bad things, he says it's probably true. Now, granted, he's looking at the United States with a jaundiced eye, but I would bet anything. I would bet that all the students from foreign countries that are in Iran are spies for somebody. You know, when you got a target on you, but from the West, from the Khazarian mafia, you know, everything that's can possibly be done to disrupt your country is going to be done. And so, you know, it's unfortunate, and those people, when they accept those positions as spies in foreign countries, they know that they're putting their life on the line, and God bless them, you know, and we would hope there would be some negotiation to get them out.
We know Tara Dahl was one.
Yeah.
And she was in Egypt at their safe house. She knew where our tribal leaders were because we told her. She was acting like our friend.
And Tara Dahl caused the death of 12 tribal leaders
In Egypt.
But later when she found out where they were. So she's not a good person.
Later she showed up in Egypt and was following some of our sources around. They said, how does she know where we have coffee? How does she know that? See, so they're in all these countries. Libyans knew that the CIA was in their country before 2011. They told us that. They said, yeah, they were in a safe house in Benghazi. They knew that. They said, we just watch them. He said, it's better not to fight with them. We just watch them. So when I said, is the FBI in Misrata leaving? And they said FBI, CIA, all the same. So they don't know. I mean,
this is a little vague. This isn't exactly, positive firsthand reporting on the matter. But I tend to agree that there are very likely CIA operatives in some of these countries that we're talking about, but it's dangerous to just say anybody there who's American must be a spy. They're talking, they're going to sentence these 17 to death.
No, they don't say that. What they said exactly was the FBI is pulling their force out of their, they didn't call it spies. But it's not
FBI, it's the military division of the CIA. Foreigners don't differentiate between FBI and CIA. And the military division of the CIA is a real thing. It is huge. I met the guy that ran that some years ago. He claimed to be the 5th most powerful man in the world, and he said we got the best trained special forces, and we've got a huge army of mercenaries at my disposal. And I said, huge like what? I said, you mean 1 million? He said, more than that. This was years and years ago, and he was head of the military division of the CIA, which I never knew they had one. But, guess what? So, you know, I think probably they're more involved in the training and the coordination and stuff like
They're
that.
kind of like
I don't yeah.
overlords.
Yeah, I don't think there's so much troops on the ground. I think their troops are Al Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood, ISIS, Daesh. I think that's who their troops are.
It's a proxy army.
Yeah, it's a proxy.
So is this the Special Activities Division, Jimmy?
I don't think
no.
you'll find
He claimed to be the head of the military division. Now this, you know, they changed names. They hide it. That was not supposed to be known at all. And I never knew his last name, you know. But this is way back. This is what, how many? Almost 30 years ago. But I was shocked to find that.
But you knew he was what he said he
Oh,
was
yeah.
because you saw the activities he was involved in. He was surrounded by maybe what, 15,
Yeah,
20 agents around him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in just about 20 minutes, we're going to be joined by our Syrian guest, and people will be able to watch that full episode on patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth. There really is no other news source that's bringing you this kind of first-hand information coming straight from the Libyan tribal leaders. And Jimmy and JoAnne, you guys have worked with me to create this show that brings people information that they're literally not going to get anywhere else. When you've attempted to put this out on YouTube so that information can be free, as it's called, it gets taken down. Google obviously owns YouTube, and they have decided that they're going to determine what people can and cannot see, that they are going to socially engineer the public into believing what they want people to think is the truth. So what we've been attempting to do is to create a bit of a safe haven for this information, and having a very low-cost monthly subscription where people can see the show every week, Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be starting there in just about 15 minutes from now. So what are we going to be talking about specifically?
Well, I think she's going to give an update on what's happening in Syria. I want her, and I will ask her, but she will do it. What happened in Syria? What was the truth on the ground? Who are the people that are there fighting? What do the Syrian people think of Assad? What does there's a lot of things we can ask her as
Jason,
a Syrian.
you're open to ask her any questions you want. You know.
Yeah.
Her English is perfect, so you know you're going to be understood. She's going to be understood, and she is inside Syria. She's been there forever. She's been a reporter. She's been part of the government information service. She's got credentials from newspapers and radio and TV
She has
all over.
contacts in quite a few places around the world.
So she's a very, very credible source inside Syria. And as I said, she's been suffering for 9 years worth of bombing, and she has every right to be distressed and upset. You know, it's a terrible situation to put anybody through. They bomb at night always, so that nobody has the sensation of a safe haven. Your home is your castle. The bastards bomb at night. They begin at 2 or 3 in the morning and bomb until daylight.
Because they did it in
And
Libya.
these are inhumane things, and they're bombing inside civilian areas in Damascus. Nobody's safe there. But you know, let her tell all that.
Yeah. Well, and this is going to be a really good follow-up to the conversation that we had last week with Senator Dick Black. And for people who maybe have missed that, they can see it on Patreon and Subscribestar. So a lot of great content available to our subscribers. That conversation with Senator Black was very informative. Of course, he went to Syria, so it'll be nice to get some more insight with regard to what actually went on there. We're just about done right here with our preview show, so people who are interested in listening to the conversation are going to want to join us on patreon.com/James and JoAnne Moriarty, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Your sponsorship helps keep the show going. We couldn't do it without you. Jimmy, JoAnne, I'll see you guys in just 15 minutes with our very special guest.
Right.
Thank you, Jason.